Hey everyone, I'm Joe Carroll. I'm a producer, mixer, recording engineer based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Creator Plan from Inside Blackbird and Kit Plugins. So the Creator Plan is one of the tiers of Inside Blackbird where you have plugins included. So we've modeled some of the best gear within the Blackbird facility, put it into software so you can use it on your laptop at Starbucks or in your own studio, wherever you may be. All right, so let's talk about the 7 plugins that are part of this bundle. Up on the screen here in front of me right now, let's plug in number 1. We have the new A5. This is the newest product added to the product line fairly recently, and this models in the D room of Blackbird, which is a magical space. Anybody in Nashville will tell you that. And one of the most magical things about it is the fact that they have a 96-channel API legacy console in there. And we have all 3 flavors of EQ. We have the 3-band, which a lot of us love. We have the 4-band, which a lot of us love. We have the graphics, so we can have access to all these tools, while we're working in that room. Now, luckily, we can have access to those tools right here as well. So this is the new A5, based on that API console that is in the D room. And we have the preamp, we have high, low pass filters, we have EQ, lots of great things that we'll get into. But this will just be a little highlight reel, how about? So this is the BBN105. Now this is the one that started it all. This was the first plugin. And this is a model of the A-Room console, the 8078 Neve. It's magical. You've got that Rupert Neve transformer-based preamp, which in a lot of plugins does us no good because we're just talking about EQ. But in this one, we actually have modeling of the preamp too, the line level input as well as the microphone input, and all 4 glorious bands of musical EQ that console has. If you're watching this, you know Blackbird is fitted with the best of the best. And what the guys at Kit and Blackbird did is they took 12 of John's very favorite 1073 vintage modules and basically created this masterpiece out of those. They kind of got the best averages and the best of the best to give us this tool right here. This is the N73. And again, we do have access to the preamp of those beautiful pieces right here, both at the line level input as well as mic level input, and then all 3 bands that we come to expect from a 1073 style tool. Plugin number 4, we have the MoQ. Now this is, again, one of John's favorite pieces of gear in the facility. It's based on an old passive EQ design out of Detroit from Motown Records. And it was a big part of their sound. And as you can see, it's a 7-band EQ with pre-selected frequency areas that are just highly musical. And it's passive, so the high end is beautiful. And it's solid state, so the low end is kind of tight. It's just a really cool piece of gear to use on stereo bus, group masters, things like that. All right, let's go on down the line here. We have the core EQ. Now, earlier, we talked about the A5, we talked about the 73, we talked about the 105. Those are highly musical pieces of gear that have a very signature sonic footprint that is unmistakable. Neve EQs have a sound. API EQs have a sound. This is kind of the alternate to that. We'll call it more vanilla, but if you're looking for something a little more neutral and you just kind of want that classic console thing where you have a high pass, you have a low pass, you have 4 parametric bands in the middle, to go along with your flavor pieces, this is your guy right here. This is the core EQ. Next, we have our core compressor. Now this is a compressor that's fairly adjustable. So on our attack time here, you can see all the way from lightning fast down to 200 milliseconds on the attack. The release, 200 milliseconds to lightning fast. So it's very versatile in what it can accomplish. It's got a really creative tool here called body, which, sometimes when you really compress something hard, or it's a thin sound to begin with, you wish you had a little more meat in the bottom end, and you can do that here. And we'll get into it later, but this crush mode here is also very cool. Now, lastly, this kind of a one-trick wonder here, and this is fun. We'll show it on bass guitar here in a little bit, and I think everybody will be rushing to throw this in their shopping cart. It's called Smash, and by gosh, that's what it is. So you can just smash, the dickens out of it, we'll call it. So as you move this thing clockwise, the ratio and the knee just get harder and harder and more aggressive. So you can go from subtle compression to just, what was that? Was that an acoustic guitar? Because I can't remember. And that's the fun of it. Plus we have a high cut roll off here, which is very, very cool and useful on bass guitar and on drum rooms. This is a lot of fun. This lo-fi switch right here, it kind of shelves the top and the bottom end off of it to make it more mid-range focused, which equals nasty, which is really cool for what I use this thing for.